1 minute, Mr. Shorey. 1 minute. Stand by.
The following program is brought to you by Kevin Shorey Ministries and our family of friends. From Branson, Missouri, the Christian entertainment capital of the world, it's the Kevin Shorey Show. Taped before a live studio audience at the world-famous Branson Mill. Today's special guest, the cast of Oh Happy Day. Special music by the McKay Project. And now, here's your host, Kevin Shorey.
Hey, praise God. Isn't it a great day to serve the Lord? Welcome to the Kevin Shorey Show. What a great program we have today. Today, I was married 11 years ago today. Happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary to me. I'm going to take myself to Mr. Gilberti's. My wife and I have been married 11 years. I love her. You're seeing a picture of our wedding right there. My, how we've changed. She would be here today, but she's hard at work. She runs a ministry called The Caring People, and she says, I've been working and I could scoot over there, but I don't look good today. So she always looks good. I don't know why, but anyway, we'll get her on the program, of course, eventually. What we want to do is we're all coming together August 27th to practice heaven together. Cindy and I are going to be on our first cruise. We want you to join us to Alaska. Here's something about it right now. Roll it. Hey everyone, this is Kevin Shorey, and I'd like to extend a personal invitation for you to join me on our first annual Family of Friends cruise to Alaska, August 27th through September 3rd, 2016. We'll leave Seattle, Washington for 7 days and 7 nights on the beautiful Crown Princess and explore the many adventures Alaska has to offer. It's important to note that you must book your reservation through Paradise Travel to be a part of our special group. Just go to kevinshorey.com and click on the special Family of Friends Cruise link. There you'll find all the information you'll need to make your reservation. That's the Kevin Shorey Family of Friends Cruise to Alaska, August 27th through September 3rd, 2016. Come and join all the fun. We're gonna have a blast. We are going to have a blast. I hope you will join us and you'll get to see Cindy live and she'll be there. A lot of our friends will be there, and so it's just going to be a great time. Sometimes we go through pain. Sometimes we have the migraine headaches. Not all headaches are migraines, but not all migraines are headaches. But you know, when you're having aches and pains, it doesn't matter what you label it, you want relief. That's why we have this Neo Relief. If you haven't gotten yours, it's no synthetics, no chemicals, all natural, no smell, in a gel. You just take off and then squirt the gel on the painful area. And most testimonies, everything we're hearing, within minutes, your pain disappears. You put it on your head, you put it on your neck, you put it on legs, arthritic pain, rheumatoid arthritis, those kind of things. Neo Relief is an all-natural. A biochemist friend of mine put this together from Michigan, and it is just revolutionary. We have that, and that is $25, or you can get 3 bottles for $60. This is how much is in this gel? You get it's a good size gel. I mean, it'll last you a good long time, but you get 3 for $60, and you can have it for quite a while. They usually put how much is in there, and I know it's like 2, 3, 4 fluid ounces. So you want to get your Neo Relief. We also are offering, what's happening?
Hey, Kevin.
What happened, Justin?
So I was playing football.
Yeah?
With Marshall.
Marshall.
And he hit me in the nose.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It hurt so bad.
I'm so sorry. We have help for you.
What?
Marshall?
Sir. Oh. Woundies?
Yes. Squirt it on, and it will help your wounds. That was the next thing I was going to talk about.
Thanks, Kev.
I'm sorry. Yeah, somebody get him to the hospital. And I'm talking about the mental hospital. Okay, send him. But Woundies, this is a great topical wound gel. It not only takes out bacteria, it's a two for the price of one. It not only takes out the bacteria, and does what those antifungal creams do, but it also promotes healing on your skin. This is a topical natural, has a nice little clove smell to it, where the Neo Relief has no smell. This has a nice, beautiful smell. You'll know it's doing its work and healing, and within days. Burns, wounds, cuts, scrapes, or even that horrible scrape he had on his nose and all that. This promotes healing, and it's called Wound Ease. Get that. That's also $25 or $3 for $60, and we will send it to you free shipping. We got some great music today. You know, being that it's my 11th year anniversary, I asked the McKay Project to stay over. They were here a couple days ago. They're visiting in town. They come up from Mississippi. Y'all are based in Mississippi, right? So, yeah, you go out of Mississippi. Well, they were on. You enjoyed them a couple days ago. I just wanted to come back and do. You wrote this song too, right?
No, we
No. Oh no. This is written by
Greg McDougall.
Greg McDougall. This is a great songwriter, and this is all about the love that we have, not only for the Lord, but the love. See, we practice our relationship to the Lord with love for one another, and that's what this song is really all about. Would you welcome back to the Kevin Shorey Show, the McKay Project? Yeah.
It's the Greg McDougall song called Loving You. And Kevin, I want to steal your thunder just a little bit too. Baby, I love you.
Oh, I love you too, honey.
Here we go. In the daily rush of living, sometimes I forget what my life was like before we met. It's strange and kind of scary to think where I might be if by chance I had missed the opportunity of loving you more than I ever dreamed of. Loving you really opened up my eyes. I caught a glimpse of heaven the moment that I knew that I would be forever loving you.
Every day's a blessing in so many ways. Just to be a part of God's amazing grace. The gift that you keep giving, it's like Christmas to a child, not the least of which is when I see you smile. Loving you is more than I ever dreamed of. Loving you really opened up my eyes. I caught a glimpse of heaven the moment that I knew that I would be forever loving you. Loving you is more than I ever dreamed of. Loving you really opened up my eyes. I caught a glimpse of heaven the moment that I knew that I would be forever loving you.
I know. I'm forever loving. Oh, that's so good. Thank you for doing it. I asked you for the last moment, and I'm sure it's not the CD quality, but that means they just have to buy their CDs. So I thought they did it great. Didn't you love that song? Yeah. Loving you. Oh. I'm feeling melancholy. It's a good thing we have a group called Oh Happy Day on right now. And we're going to go to what do we call the coffee shop chat? We're a little segment we'll do once in a while called the coffee shop chat with our friend Rick Pamplin. And he's with the cast of a new show here in town. We love the Caribas. Here is the coffee shop Chat with Rick Pemplin and Oh Happy Day.
Welcome to another one of our coffee shop chats here at the Corner Store Studio at the world famous Branson Mill. Today I'm absolutely thrilled to have 4 of the cast members of one of the hottest new shows here in Branson, Oh Happy Day. Welcome to each of you.
It is a happy day. We're here with you.
It's always a happy day. Let's start with some basics before I get into introducing each of you and your amazing careers, independent of each other and now together. Why do the show in the morning?
I don't know. That's a good question. But I will say this. Gospel music is the only music I'm going to get up and sing at 10 a.m. in the morning.
Well, actually, it's the only time that we could do a
by
show
default.
With this gang. We've got college students, we've got guys that work on TV shows, and we've got people with real jobs who go in at 2 in the afternoon and are not done until 11 o'clock at night. And so doing a morning show was it, as far as like the people that we've been working with for the last year with Sunday Gospel Nights, how we started to keep that gang together. This was it, a morning show.
The show started at your church.
Yes.
And then it grew out of that. And then you said, hey, let's go up and put it on the strip and in the billboards and do a big show. And how did that happen?
Me and Alan and Debbie and Kim, of course, we all go to the same church. Somebody asked us to sing something, and we started singing, and we all grew up singing gospel music from the time we were little babies in church singing. So it was so natural. And then our pastor said, why don't you guys use this church as a venue to do a Sunday night show. So it was a no-brainer. We did, and it just, all of the talent and the personalities, it just clicked and it worked, and before you know it, we had 300 people showing up on Sunday nights. And then from there, you had a conversation with the Hughes family.
Well, the church was not going to be quite as available to us this year as it was last year. So we had a decision to make. What are we going to do with Sunday Gospel Nights? And Gary and I had the pleasure of singing background vocals for a guy from Israel named Dudu Fisher, who comes to Branson 1 month a year. And we had worked with him on a television special that he did a couple of years ago. And so when he's come back, we've sung background vocals for him. And this year, he put his show at the Hughes Brothers Theater. And we enjoyed being there. It's a great family atmosphere, beautiful theater. Their production is incredible. And so when it turned out that the church was not going to be available to us quite as much this year, I just went in and met with the Hughes, and I was actually talking to them about the possibility of maybe doing a Sunday night show there. But and I respect this, their theater is not open on Sundays. They take Sundays
just like
off.
Chick-fil-A.
Yes. And so that wasn't a possibility, but before we left that meeting that morning, they said, would you guys consider doing a morning show here at our theater? We'd never thought about the mornings, but it was the only time that we could make it work. And so off we go.
Well, I love the idea that you start your day. A lot of people end their day with happy hour, which is a bit of a downer.
Yes.
Right. They may be tired, or they're drinking, or they're maybe doing something bad. Where you're saying start your day with Oh Happy Day.
Yeah.
I just want to read 2 paragraphs of a beautiful article about your show. It says, if you would like your to-do list for the day to include feeling good, laughing out loud, jumping for joy, and taking in a breath of inspiration, then here's your ticket. Go directly to the Oh Happy Day show and jumpstart your Tuesday or Saturday morning with some going back to gospel. Stop right there. Abandon all religious cliches. Besides lifting your spirits righteously, this show is downright fun. In fact, it's quite often a downright hoot.
That's awesome. Wow.
I mean, that's from the Branson Insider.
That's awesome.
They did a great article on you guys. That's the kind of review that most performers would, if you get one of those in your life, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And I was going to write my little review of the show, but I so agree with that brief assessment of the show. The show defies explanation because when you think of a gospel show, you think of risers, people in long robes, a lot of people singing hymns.
Right.
You have 4 superstars in your show.
I'll let you say
then you have a full band.
Yes.
Then you have a comedy routine.
Uh-huh.
So, Kim, first let's talk about the 4 stars.
Yes.
You have an amazing career. You were Miss Florida.
Uh-huh.
You've had 11 #1 Christian hits.
Yes.
You have authored 8 books.
Uh-huh.
You are married and raised 2 children.
Yes.
2 boys. And in your spare time, you got a master's degree in Christian counseling.
Uh-huh.
She's an overachiever, let's just say that.
Hugely an overachiever.
Clearly, Gary married way up.
I did.
No question about it. But tell me about your other 3 co-stars.
Well, obviously, the main one would be Gary. We met when my first album was just about to come out in Christian music, and Gary had scored the biggest background vocal slot known to mankind in Christian music at that point when he became a background singer on Russ Taff's Medals tour. And that was huge. I was just blessed to be able to open a few concerts for Russ on that tour. Met Gary, and 8 months, well, actually, we didn't date for 3 years, because
we were
our
just kinda busy.
lives were going in different directions. But once we started dating, it was 8 months later we were married. And then we've sung together ever since. We moved here to Branson to get off of the road because we didn't want to raise these guys on a tour bus. And we moved here. Gary was the lead singer in a quartet here for years. And then now that we've done our own thing here, obviously we would be together. And when we started thinking about who we would want to sing with,
well, I have
It just has
an
to
old
be
friend that I've
friends.
known longer than Kim, and
Yeah.
that's Debbie Paxton, who I met through her father, Gary S. Paxton. He was working with a group that I was working with early on when I first left home, just outside of Pittsburgh. Anyhow, I met Debbie then. Wonderful talent, way amazing talent. We moved here, of course, and then got to know Alan Asbury, another phenomenal singer. And the 4 of us together are it's a blast.
Well, it's amazing because each of you, in your own right, could headline a show. What I thought was amazing, it's like you've got 4 headliners in the show. But also, I got to say something. There's a story, Gary, that you tell in this show about your grandfather. And I don't want to give the story away, and I don't want to tell the story here. I want to encourage people, if you live anywhere in the Branson area, you've got to go see this show. I really do.
And it meant so much for you to compliment me on the show on stuff like that, the personal stories, because I'm Italian. I'm a storyteller. We grew up listening to stories and listening to family tell stories. Most of them the same ones that we've heard for 20, 30 years. But
and they still laugh at them like they've never heard it. So.
But that particular story, I talk about my grandfather. He's 95 years old now. Was in World War II, and you paid us a huge compliment by saying people love to hear those personal stories, and they do. People want to
I believe the story of your grandfather is one of the most moving, spiritual stories I've ever experienced in my life.
Wow.
And I told your son the other day, every morning when I wake up, I think about that story.
Oh, wow.
It has stayed with me.
Wow.
I think hearing that story and the visual presentation that you do on the big screen with that, and again, I don't want to give it away, but that story stays with me and resonates.
Wow.
And it resonates as deep as anything I've ever heard spiritually in my life.
Cool.
And I think you could change people's lives. I think that story is so powerful,
wow.
so well presented. But then you've got singing and dancing.
Oh, yeah.
Then you've got you've got Gary over here, who we work with on the show, who we keep learning of his new talents all the time. He's directing, he's running camera, now he's playing guitar.
Oh, yeah.
He plays in the band.
Oh, yeah.
I guess bass guitar, is that
No,
what
he's
you
a rhythm guitar.
It's technically it's rhythm electric, and whenever the lead guitar player isn't there, I guess it's just
He's got to do
guitar.
both.
Yeah.
you strike, and I told you this before, but you strike quite a handsome image up there with the
Well,
guitar.
he looks like me.
You really do take after your mom. And
Yeah, I get that.
how does it feel to be on stage with your family?
It's a different kind of feeling because growing up, I never really saw myself ever being on stage or being in a show here in Branson. And now I'm in a show in Branson, and it's awesome because it's not just like any show where you just go and play music. It's meaningful. It's the songs that we play and sing. They actually have meaning to them.
Right. I appreciate that. Alexander, let me ask you,
Yes.
as the other son, who mistakenly thinks he wants to be a race car driver, but really is a gifted performer.
Thank
you. You do comedy, you sing, you dance.
Yeah.
Now, are you doing that just to buy time until you're a race car driver, or how does all that work out?
Well, I'd say, like, racing is my passion, I would say. But, like, performing, I just love it, and it's so much fun. And, like, it's a hobby, I would say. But, yeah, I just love performing and being up in front of people. Making people laugh is especially one of my favorite things.
But I really think you're underselling yourself.
Really?
Honestly, I really do. I think you were very gifted. I thought your timing was great.
Yeah.
I thought you're a very handsome guy.
Thank you.
And here's what I don't
looks like
understand.
me.
Yeah, no, I don't. No, I don't.
And as I've mentioned to you before, you take after your mother as well.
Yeah.
I just have to ask this one question.
Yeah.
As you would be a Christian race car driver.
Yeah.
So how could you pass anybody?
True.
I mean, I really think you need to rethink this.
Run the race. He's going to drive the race.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Drive to win, the Bible says.
Exactly.
You also use audio-visual quite well with a big screen.
Good.
You have a music video of yours,
Yes.
which you sing live to,
Yes.
which is amazing. And then the story with your grandfather.
Well, you hit on something. You and myself and Kim, we're products of an era in television that was called the variety show. Remember the variety
Absolutely.
show? You don't
Yeah.
see them anymore. That I love those, and we talked about that. And you love those, and you actually ended up producing some of them. That's the generation that we grew up with. So a variety show for us was something easy because that's what we grew up and we watched, and it was just variety. There was something for everybody.
Exactly, the whole family.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I thought it was very moving, and I guess it was through Warner Brothers. You had this video
Yes.
of one of your hit songs, and then you sang live to the video, which I think was like 10 years old or something.
Oh,
was longer than
22.
that.
It's risky because
He
then
was a
people
baby.
can
So you
go,
did that when you
wow,
were 12.
She's aged.
Yes, yeah. Absolutely. But terrific. I love the audio visual, all of it. And then there's a great picture, I'm not going to say what it is, in this story that I just think people have to see the show just for the story about your
Yeah.
grandfather.
Oh, man, I'm
but
glad.
there's a picture that pays off so beautifully
Yeah,
in that.
yeah.
But you guys use the audio visual stuff so great. Now, did you have anything to do with that?
Well,
No, well,
let me be
This is
honest.
Christian television, so you have to tell the truth.
computers and whatnot isn't my strongest suit. Alexander had a lot more to do
Yeah, believe it
with
or
the
not,
editing process.
But Rick, interestingly enough, to me it was another God moment because I knew I wanted to tell the story about my grandfather, and at the last minute, I said, let me get that old picture, that old Navy picture, and let's show that. Then a few weeks later, I said, hey, here's another great picture. I'm not going to give
Right.
it away like you said. And then later on, somebody said, we'd like to see what he looks like now. So it just kind of gathered steam into what you saw.
Very moving.
But-
very moving. I loved how you integrated all of that, because part of the show is vaudeville, and part of the show is comedy. Part of the show is spirituality. Part of it is personal journeys that
Yeah.
you've all been
Absolutely.
through.
Yeah.
And then all the dynamic of the four of you, and then Deborah might sing a song, you might sing a song, your video. It's just an unbelievable show, and I congratulate you
Thank you.
sincerely from my heart
Thank you.
on putting together what I think is a spectacular show. What's in your future?
Well, I would love to eventually become like a Hollywood movie director.
Why not be a Branson movie
There you
director?
go.
Yeah,
There you go.
I like that. It's closer to home.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Not an Eagle Eye movie director, a Branson movie director. I think you could be.
Well, we got all these young guys in the band and in the show for a reason, because what we didn't want was for the title gospel to mean, oh, this is for old people. 'Cause
Right,
it's
exactly.
not. You've said yourself, there's something for everybody. And so we've got all these young guys, and they all grew up together.
Oh, yeah.
So they all
They're
know
best
each other.
buds.
They literally grew up together.
Yeah.
And I've got a name for them. I'm calling them the Young Guns of Gospel. So
There you go. Now, have we done anything, Alexander, today to make you rethink maybe your career path?
No.
Not at all. Not at all.
No.
I'm gonna keep performing for as long as possible.
we need to show
but-
Rick the video footage of him driving that drag car last year.
Oh yeah,
man.
yeah, you
I
would
drove
love
drag.
that.
All right. Well, I'm gonna. As long as your dad pays me, I'm gonna keep working on trying to convince you to stay with the family business. You guys are a delight on stage and off. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being part of this.
You bet.
And for our coffee shop chat, I'm Rick Pamplin. Back to Kevin in the studio. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Dr. Gordon Pedersen. My mission is to help lift people physically, spiritually, and mentally. I believe the body will heal itself if you give it the proper tools.
Dr. Pedersen is board certified in anti-aging and regenerative medicine. He has 4 medical doctorate degrees in areas of clinical, research, naturopathic, and wound care. He has worked under Jonas Salk, the American medical researcher noted for the discovery of the polio vaccine. Dr. Pedersen is the medical director of the Silver Health Institute.
I want you to recognize the history of silver. It's part of our mission statement to recognize that 1,000 years ago, silver was nothing more than a coin thrown into a barrel to inhibit bacterial growth. 100 years ago, the new ionic forms and colloids were starting to show up, and they got a lot of really good benefits medically speaking. Then in the last 10 years, there has been new aquasul technology, and even patents have been developed throughout this time period. But now, at the Silver Health Institute, we're identifying new and improved forms of silver. Not just aquasuls, not just colloids or ionics, but actual structured silver with benefits like alkalinity so that your body can use it every single day. As you can see, I'm proud to help research and deliver the new and improved message of the new and improved silver. In fact, these silvers are being studied at the pharmaceutical levels. A pharmaceutical company called Nelson Labs has tested them and found that the new and improved structural alkaline silver outperforms all the rest. This is significant because it's a silver designed for your body to be used every single day.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Pedersen, and thank you, Rick Pamplin, for the coffee shop chat. I really enjoyed that, Rick. And the cast of Oh Happy Day, the Caribas, good friends. And when it comes to being happy, what you need before being happy, because being happy comes like from the word happenstance. So things happen that makes you smile. Somebody says a good word, somebody gives you some money, or somebody gives you ice cream. Yay. And that makes me happy. But what we need in our life is joy. It goes deeper than happiness. Happiness is something that's superficial and on the outside. Jesus comes to give you true joy. If you surrender to Him today, if you give Him all your cares, you can have true joy. I'm not just saying this because I read it in the Bible because I'm a preacher. I'm saying it from firsthand experience. I lost my mama, means everything to me. We go way back. I've known her since I was born. But what sustains you through those tough times is the joy of the Lord. The Bible says that the joy of the Lord will be your strength. And He wants to be your strength today if you'll accept Him, and you will have true joy. Once you have His joy, then the happiness comes on the outside. I can go through so many things. I can tape this soapbox 10 times and still have the joy of the Lord because I know that everything's going to be all right with Jesus. And so that's what makes me happy. And then you can sing, oh, happy day. Happy day. Yes, and all those great things. So be happy, but have His joy today. And I'll see you on the next program. I'm going home. Come on.